Woof! Gather around, furry friends, and let me tell you about this positively amazing game called Shadows of Doubt that my dad has been playing on his Steam Deck. He's been waiting for it forever, like a dog waiting for his favorite human to come home, and it's finally here. Now, some folks might try to compare Shadows of Doubt to Disco Elysium, but let me tell you, I think it's actually more like my dad's favorite game, the original Deus Ex. Both games have a bone-chilling atmosphere, intricate world building, and they let you interact with just about everything, even if it's just for fun. I mean, it's like they've buried a treasure trove of possibilities under every rock, and it's up to us to dig it up. One thing that makes Shadows of Doubt so great is the graphics. The style reminds me of Valheim, which is another game my dad loved. The world is so detailed, and it's got this retro feel that's just right. It's like the developers have created a piece of art that's both nostalgic and fresh, which is a rare treat. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Shadows of Doubt is like a big bowl of kibble for the mind. You can sneak around in man-sized air vents, just like in Deus Ex, which is perfect for canine detectives like myself. I mean, who wouldn't want to explore the nooks and crannies of a mysterious city? It's like chasing squirrels in the park, but even more exciting. Speaking of exciting, the depth of Shadows of Doubt is just astounding. It's like diving into a pool filled with tennis balls, and you just can't help but wag your tail. Every NPC in the game has a detailed schedule, including jobs, meals, bathroom visits, and more. It's like a whole world of possibilities to sniff out, and it really gets my detective senses tingling. The modding community for Shadows of Doubt also has so much potential. I can't wait to see what kind of creative cases and adventures they'll dig up. This game has a strong foundation, and with some talented modders, it's sure to be even more amazing. It's like finding a hidden stash of treats that just keeps growing. Now, no game is perfect, and Shadows of Doubt does have a few issues. The optimization could be improved, but I was still wagging my tail at how well it ran on the Steam Deck. The controls are a bit rough, but it's just a small hiccup in an otherwise amazing game, and of course the lack of dogs in the game is a bit disappointing, but I guess you can't have everything, right? One thing I really appreciate about Shadows of Doubt is its connection to Deus Ex. Not only can you interact with everything you see, just like in Deus Ex, but the games also share a similar vibe. They both tackle complex themes and challenge players to think critically about the world around them. It's like the developers have created a mental agility course for gamers, and I just love it. As for the cases in Shadows of Doubt, some can get really complex, just like a dog trying to figure out how to get that last bit of peanut butter out of a Kong toy. But that's part of the fun. The more you dig into the game, the more you'll discover. And it's an adventure that's sure to keep you on your paws. Now, I've got to mention the verticality and the map size in Shadows of Doubt. It's like a giant playground for a pupper like me. There are so many places to explore, and it's easy to get lost in all the fun. It's like going for a walk in a giant dog park, and you just want to sniff out every single tree and bush. Shadows of Doubt has been developed by a small team, but you'd never guess it by how big and immersive the game is. It's like they've managed to herd a whole pack of ideas into one amazing experience. And let's not forget the comparison to Disco Elysium. While I think it's closer to Deus Ex, it's worth mentioning that both games share a deep, narrative-driven approach that's absolutely awesome. One thing that really gets my tail wagging is listening to the rain in the game and just watching the world go by. It's like being curled up with my dad on the couch, just enjoying the moment. It's these little touches that make Shadows of Doubt so special. The only reason I can't give this game a full 5-paw rating is because, as much as I love watching my dad play and snuggling with him, I want him to take me for more walkies and sniff out real detective stuff in the real world. But still, Shadows of Doubt is a solid 4-paw game, and I'm so glad my dad loves it as much as I do. In conclusion, Shadows of Doubt is a game that's perfect for canine detectives and their humans. It's got a little bit of everything from intricate cases to explore, an immersive world filled with endless possibilities, and a connection to some truly awesome games like Deus Ex and
Disco Elysium. If you're looking for a game that's going to challenge your mind and keep you entertained for hours on end, Shadows of Doubt is definitely worth a sniff.
This is Mr. Pickles, your favorite furry detective, signing off. Stay paused and remember, keep your nose to the ground and your tail in the air. Woof!